soaking wet right now.
Alright, so this is my Deadpool and Wolverine spoiler review. As a, once again, reminder, huge spoilers upcoming for big cameos, a bunch of spoiler-heavy stuff for the movie, as I'd rather not spoil anybody who hasn't seen it or doesn't want to get spoiled, so this is your last chance to click off. Once again, if, as I said in my spoiler-free review, if you have not seen that, I talk more base thoughts and a bunch of stuff like that in there. So, it's probably worth it to go see that one just for that. But anyway, here we go. So, this movie had so many cameos in it. But it wasn't like every single cameo they did was just kind of thrown there for no reason. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness did that, where it was kind of like, oh my god, there's a cameo, and then it's just done. This movie didn't do that. Every cameo they had very much felt like they had their own character to it, and it wasn't just used as a joke. I will say, they definitely did use one of them as a joke, but not in the way you'd expect. They had so many good cameos. They had Chris Evans' Human Torch, which was definitely not something I was expecting, as that character has not been used in quite some time, and Chris Evans has been known for Captain America, so they used that as a joke. It was pretty funny, actually. They had the old Elektra and Blade from the previous Fox-era movies. They had a bunch of stuff from X-Men movies like Sabretooth, Toad, bunch of, like, classic cameos from movies that haven't been seen in a long time. And cameos were actually really used really well. I will say, when it comes to this movie, when it came down to the story, they did a really good job with it. It was very straightforward. TVA was taking Deadpool out of his universe to save him, but then they were going to delete everything else. So he got sent to the Void because he tried interfering, and then he teams up with a Wolverine variant there to get back to stop the TVA. Very simple. When it came down to that, though, it was very straightforward, but it was such an emotional story, too. This Wolverine we're following isn't the one from the classic Fox Marvel movies all the way up to Logan. This is a different Wolverine that it's not revealed till way later in the movie that it's a Wolverine that was responsible for getting all his other fellow X-Men killed because he wasn't there to stop the humans from taking over. So he, was heartbroken from that, and he wears that classic suit from the X-Men days, which is kind of a way to remember those people, because he'd never worn it before and everyone kept telling him he should. So he wears it as kind of a memento of that. And he's like this broken down Wolverine. So getting to follow a different Wolverine who's going through that struggle, and Deadpool, who's going through a very similar thing. He's going through the fact that his family he made along the way, and characters from his previous movies, his whole world is going to get destroyed if he doesn't stop it. So these two have such an incredible bond they make throughout the movie that's amazing. So when it comes to that, they did a really good job of that. I will say there were a couple of jokes that were funny, but they were kind of weird. There was the whole joke about Deadpool talking to us, the audience, about how Ryan Reynolds promised us that they would not interfere with Logan, and then he says that he lied about that, and it shows him digging up Logan's grave. It was pretty funny. There's a point later in the movie where a bunch of Deadpool variants show up, and in that particular case, there's this whole thing where they meet this other variant of Deadpool. It's like basically Deadpool without all the skin cancer stuff on his face, and he has long hair. So that they use him as a human shield, and then it's revealed that he actually doesn't regenerate, so he's dead. Jokes like that were pretty funny. The villain, Cassandra Nova, is an interesting one. Basically, it's a Professor X who can walk and is, I guess, slightly more powerful because she can, like, basically, in order to use her power, she has to kind of, like, reach into people's skin. It's very horrifying looking in the movie. So, it was actually a pretty good villain. At the very end, she tries using this device that the TVA was going to use to destroy Wade's universe to straight up destroy every universe. So, Deadpool and Wolverine had to interlock their bodies with matter and antimatter to be able to destroy this device, and Cassandra Nova on top of it. And like in using the song of Like a Prayer from Madonna during that scene in like a very epic way was a really good way of doing it. And I was wondering how they were going to use the song, and that's a really good way to do it. In the end, this movie didn't have as major ramifications on the MCU as I thought there would be, since they were setting it up like Deadpool was going to go save everything, but really not really at the end. At the end, he gets to stay in his universe, with the new Logan there now. And it definitely sets up some things for sure. Since the TVA, it's shown in this movie that the TVA that they're at is like a section of the TVA that's not normally visited, and so the guy there, Paradox, is kind of in over his head and doesn't like how the new TVA runs. So it's kind of corrupt in a way. So it definitely sets some things up, but not in the way you'd think it would. Overall, this is the movie that would definitely be worth seeing as a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan and not necessarily a Fox Marvel fan. I'm not going to go back and rewatch those movies now, but as a fan of that version, not the other one, this is the movie that's actually getting me wanting to go watch those other movies, because this movie is just as good as I wanted it to be. So anyway, the movie is a 10 out of 10, so worth it, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and hit that bell. Thank you guys so much again. Stay tuned for next reviews, everybody. See ya. Bye! You ready to do this?
Fuck yeah, I'm ready. I'm the Wolverine.
Yeah! Wait a minute, this isn't right. Okay, nope, I'm out of here.
I think we are in the wrong universe, bub.
We should probably...
Let's get out of here.